Hey, it's Furious Black. I wanted to, ask people, do you think you're going to heaven if you're a Christian or a Muslim or whatever? Do you feel like you live in a life that God would allow to come into heaven or appreciate? I mean, people smoking weed, selling weed, sleeping with different girls every day, robbing, being gay, not honoring their parents for better or worse, murdering other people, stealing, killing. Do a lot of people feel like they're going to heaven? Because, like, at the end of the day, a lot of us are out here not appreciating life and appreciating what God gave us. He put us on a planet that we can live on and be self-sustaining, but there's somebody out there that's hindering us. But at the same time, it's also your fault for not doing research on yourself and who you are, where you came from before slavery. The Hispanics went in slavery too, so don't get it twisted. Native Americans went in on ships back to Europe. So it's like, how do you see yourself walking into the pearly gates, wearing a short dress, going to church in a short dress, listening to a pastor that doesn't read any scriptures? He's just a glorified propaganda, health and awareness preacher, teacher, and you walk into heaven with your short shorts, or guys with, skirts and all types of madness, hair like females, talking like a female, and you expect God to love you. It says, do all things in decency and in order. If God made you a man, what makes you think that you are a female? If God made you a female, what makes you think God was like, oh, I made a mistake, let me put in his brain that this person is opposite sex than what I made them? I mean, let's be realistic. Like, who says these things and then pushes it on other people? No, the Old and the New Testament says that being gay is wrong. But a lot of you are saying, oh, why are we bashing gay people? But then you say you love God and God gave you this. What God are you talking about? The devil or Jesus Christ and his Father? That's what makes the difference between me and you, because I distinguish between the two. I don't just say God. I say Jesus Christ and his Father bless me with whatever I have. I don't just say, oh, God bless me and he made me a female. He made me be able to get breasts from a doctor, and I'm a man. What kind of foolishness is this? Then a lot of us are not paying attention to the news. Today, female says, oh, so because some dude got shot, we should go out and riot in the streets? Like, if you really pay attention to how much this is going on to us, how else are we supposed to get justice if the court system is doing nothing for us? Then on Hannity, this man talking about that we have terrorists on the other side of the world and we have terrorists here in America. Who you think he's talking about? He's talking about you, blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. They could give two shits about you, for the lack of better words. They could give two shits about you, but you steady trying to figure out, oh, let's go through the legal system so that a lawyer that I have to pay $20,000 can talk for me so I could talk to a judge that doesn't give a shit about me. When by noon, he's going to be on a golf course. Then you got people in Israel fighting against the Palestinians and killing them. Moab and Ammon. Killing them. After they stole Israel, the land, in 1949, took the land and said that they were the Jews and they're not. Half of them know that they're the synagogue of Satan. Half of them know that they worship Satan. But you don't know this. It's like, when do we wake up, man? Like, Russia's fighting in Ukraine. China's gearing up for something. You know it. Because they like, yo, we can't be left out. Russia and China bypass the dollar to trade with each other. It's like all these things, and we all worried about a 9 to 5. We all worried about getting money. When we can't even, we don't have no free water, and you're in a free country, right? No free water, no free food, can't even grow your own food at your own house that you supposedly own. It's like, how do you not see that you're the lost sheep of the house of Israel? You lost more than anybody on the earth. Nobody lost their history. You learn another people's history in history class in school. Did you learn anything prior to slavery? No. They allude to stuff before slavery, saying, "Oh, you was a underwear wearing, staff holding, lion killing Neanderthal, skinny as hell, don't know nothing. Women not even wearing clothes, butt naked, walking around, living in shacks. That's what we lived. That's how we lived. The white men automatically made civilization. When the Mayans had it, the Aztecs, Egypt, Crete, Rome, Europe was populated with Israelites, which they say they were the Moors. They were populated with Israelites, but you don't know none of this, and you fight people that are trying to teach you. It doesn't make no sense, man. Then you got Mike Brown that dies yesterday or the day before. I didn't see too many people outside the conscious community talking about it on Instagram or on, Facebook. But then Robin Williams dies, and everybody's saying rest in peace, Robin Williams. To a cracker that don't give two shits about you. What he did for black people. He made good movies. Who gives a shit? This black kid died for nothing. 18 years old. He didn't even do nothing yet with his life. When do we stop with this, man? When do we, pay attention, open up books, and start reading and learning for ourselves? When do we do this? Don't you find it a little sad that you working 9 to 5 for nickels and pennies, and everything you own costs dimes and quarters? You have no idea. You have no idea, man. You have no idea about anything that's going on in this world, man. Why it is what it is. Half of us don't know what Jesus taught. We say, oh, Jesus was born on December 25th. Horus and all these other people, which I don't care about, so I don't know their names, were born on December 25th. So Jesus is just a clone or a retold story that the Jews stole. When the so-called Jewish people today don't believe in him, but the Jews stole that. So how does that make sense? I was watching Ancient Aliens, and they're talking about that they found this God particle where it makes things into matter. Right? So God made light first, which darkness was already there in the face of the deep. Then he made light. Then on the fourth day he made the sun. It just shows you that, the Bible is true. Other than that, The prophecies is coming to pass. You got the Ebola. You got the wars in the Middle East. You got Russia and China. Russia fighting in Ukraine. Who knows what they're going to do next once they conquer that spot? And who knows what the rest of the world is hearing about America? Who knows what the rest of the world is hearing about America? Who knows how the story is being told in Europe and Africa and Israel and Russia and China about Michael Brown? If the story is even being told. I bet you the story about the riots was told, but they ain't tell you about what happened before that. So you're the terrorists. We're the terrorists. What are you going to do when they come knocking at your door? What are you going to do if they pull you over and they do the same thing to you? You don't have a weapon. What are you going to do? I'm not saying we should go to war with these people. I'm saying we should come together and come up with a solution for ourselves instead of being put in these positions. Why do we have to be put in these positions? And then they say go to school, get an education to better your life. I've seen dozens of people come back from school and they working at Wendy's. I'm like, yo, didn't you go to school? Yeah, I went to school for 4 years for such and such, and I'm doing this at Wendy's, McDonald's, Burger King, call centers. What is out there, man? What is out there? You go to school to be a lawyer, and you're not a lawyer. You're not even a lawyer's assistant. If you ain't whitewashed up here, they're not messing with you. They're not messing with you. You gotta go. Cause you know what? You too smart for us to manipulate. So I need you to move to the side. And be with your people, the poor. When do we get up, man? When do we wake up to the atrocities and the iniquities of these nations that they do to us, man? When do we wake up? When? Man, I'm furious black. I'm an Israelite. I'm going to say that till I die. I put it on my Facebook. I put it on my YouTube page. I put it on my Instagram. I really don't care what nobody says about me, because I understand in the time that we're living in, and I understand what's going on. I'm appreciative that God has blessed me to open up my eyes in this time and period to show me that this ain't no world that we should be living in. This type of chaos, this type of madness, this murderous country. This is not what we should be living in. He put a people that's not a people over us to provoke us to jealousy. What are you jealous of? Not having a job. What are you jealous of? Not having a place to be. What are you jealous of? Not having family. What are you jealous of? Not having any type of unity. No type of safety. Of feeling safe. You know what a coward does? A coward goes to a club and he pulls out a gun and he shoots somebody that's looking at him wrong. That's what a coward does. Why is he a coward? Because he doesn't feel safe. He doesn't feel safe. But people say he's crazy. Oh, he did this. Oh, he does that. He doesn't feel safe. That's what that is. Safety, security. We don't have it. You buy insurance, they still tell you got to pay this much. Well, what are you here for if I'm paying you to pay that for me? It's like, yo, what are we doing out here, people? What are we doing? What are we doing? What's next? What's the next move? So they do that, what they did to Mike Brown in all 50 states. In every county, in every country. Every city. What do you do then? What do you do then? Do you look for somebody with answers? Do you get a gun? What do you do for your children? Where do you take them to get food once they start doing rioting in every city? Where are they going to get food from? A lot of y'all don't think about these things, do you? A lot of y'all don't think about none of this stuff. It's coming fast. It's moving fast out here. It's moving fast. And a lot of us are not thinking about the consequences of our actions, of being ignorant to the situations that is being presented to us. Can't be ignorant to the situation. Can't be ignorant to our past. Because if you don't know what lies in your past, you don't know where you're going, man. You wake up every morning not knowing your past, you looking to be just like the person that's committing the atrocities against you. Man, I'm Furious Black, man. With that, I'm out. Shalom.